Ladies and gentlemen, thank you and welcome back to the Cool Down, where a little bit of AC will do the trick for you. I am your host, Chase.
I'm Andy. So, man, before we get into this podcast, I wanted to talk about what happened in London. So, if you didn't know, or if you haven't heard already, say you live under a rock, I guess, yet somehow you can listen to podcasts. There was an attack in London. Essentially, worshippers outside this mosque, and this guy comes barreling through in a van. I don't want to give his name because I don't like giving people like that recognition. But comes barreling through in this van, starts running them over, plows through them, kills one apparently. It's just disgusting, and my heart goes out to anyone who is affected by that. Anyone who has family that was affected by that. I truly am sorry for what I consider, or what I have a hard time considering a human being did to you.
The devil.
So, with that out of the way, let's get into it. So, you would not believe what kind of troubles we had setting up right before this.
It was my fault, though. It was my fault.
I'm not going to put blame anywhere, but because, there was a variety of things.
There are two people in this podcast.
No, there were a variety of things going on.
I'm not going to put blame.
I'm not even talking about the mic. There were a variety of things going on. Yeah. Like getting the setup, if you didn't know.
Well, the mic didn't even, when you tried to plug it in the first time.
Yeah,
it didn't even work.
I was getting an error reading, and if you didn't know, we're in a new office now,
it's high quality stuff.
Oh yeah, it's real high quality. But yeah, we're in a new space right now, and we're recording, and we're just trying to get things set up. But yeah, that was just a nightmare. And then the mic was giving us troubles. It wasn't giving us, for some reason, it was dimming the input for some reason, and it just wasn't turning out the way we wanted it.
Because I chose to scream into the mic.
It's all right.
That's the blame. That's the blame you didn't want to put anywhere.
No,
right on
right.
me. I can feel it.
My what?
I'm shamed.
Yeah.
I'm
good.
Shamed.
Good. Be shamed.
Yeah. Well, it's working. It's really working.
But this episode, other than a little bit of current events, what's going on right now,
we're going to talk about ourselves a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
I had to give you a little bit of background as I, have a stroke, a little piece of candy. Just a little tidbit, just a little,
I'm liking this. We're loosening up a little bit. I like this.
Yeah.
This is really working out really well.
What do you tempt people with, just a little bit? What do you give someone a little bit of? Just
give them a knuckle sandwich.
Just a little taste.
That's what you get. A little kissy poo on the old fruiteroo.
Yeah, they don't get that reference. Oh, yes.
I do, though.
Stare into my eyes.
Yeah, don't, please. Why don't you just... No. No, but you know what? Let's start out with this, okay? We're just a couple of...
Take the show.
Oh, yeah, well...
Go ahead.
Well, the last one was pretty much about me anyways, so
you remember,
I'll just give it up to you.
Remember that thing you did to my mic?
Yeah, okay. I'll back off. It's okay.
No. Keep going.
That was a peek right there. You see that guy? Okay. But basically, we're just going to be talking about how we're a couple city boys born and raised in South Illinois.
There were probably people that could be like, as soon as you said a couple, they would have been like, okay, yeah, stop right there. I already knew.
Oh, wow.
Because we spend a lot of our time together.
Well, we've been best friends for 14 years, as we've already said in the podcast. But we didn't do the first episode as like an introduction of ourselves. It was kind of like let's get straight into telling you about things we've done, but not about ourselves. And then my brother came up with the idea, maybe you should introduce ourselves. So that's what we're doing today. That's what we're doing. We're just giving a little bit of insight to us and our address and our social security number. No, just kidding.
Getting right into our, what's it called? Strudelhäusen?
Strudelhäusen?
Yeah, the Strudelhäusen.
Pastry houses?
Yeah. What's it? Fahrenheit?
Vergangenheit.
481.
Wow. Wow. Vergangenheit.
Okay,
our
background. The Vergangenheit, our background.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a little bit about our background. We've been best friends for 14 years. Probably say this guy's the reason why I haven't jumped off a bridge. So
Same.
That's all right.
Same, man.
But
I appreciate you so much.
I remember whenever we were in kindergarten, this is how we declared our best friendship. For anyone who I don't know what I'm saying right now, but if you're listening to this, you're gonna know that we're a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yep.
But this is how we declared our best friendship. We were in kindergarten, in class. We're like in the line to whoa! I just started tasting like Glen Carbon Elementary food, like in my mouth.
Oh, just go ahead and give away our elementary school.
Well, we're not going there anymore.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. No worries. Nobody's gonna come kill us.
Be a problem if we're going.
Actually, no,
just go kill them.
Yeah.
But
I hate the podcast.
we were in the line to leave, and then we were like, hey, you want to be best friends? And then we're like, yeah. And then we're like, okay, best friends. And then we hugged. And yeah. And then that's the moment everyone knew we were gay.
No. Whoa. No, we're not gay.
Yes, we are.
Don't say that.
He just hasn't admitted it yet.
No.
So anyone that knows us, we're gay.
But because people probably think we're gay, that's why I haven't had a girlfriend in 18 years. Andy.
We have a very intimate relationship.
No,
okay?
Shut up.
It's about
You're driving me nuts.
After this, we're coming out of the closet.
No. Oh, okay. That's funny. Okay,
yeah.
Nobody else gets that.
Yeah.
That's funny. But yeah.
I'm so gay.
No, you're not. No,
so gay for you.
No, okay. Please just go ahead and stop. They're going to make this explicit on iTunes. But
okay.
This kid, I tell you what, we'll go out to like Denny's or something, Steak and Shake, and he just ruins my whole life in about a solid 20, 25 minutes. Just laughing and like Steak and Shake. Could you make any more noise? Thanks, appreciate it. I'm just kidding. I broke your mic anyways.
Yeah.
But your whole goal when if we went to Denny's at one time, there's people trying to enjoy breakfast and you're just like spitting food all over the place and like
I was not spitting food.
I beg to differ.
I was not.
You were spitting soda, you were spitting every kind of everything everywhere.
Spitting soda?
Yeah, you were.
No, I wasn't.
You were having soda. That's
See,
exactly
the thing
what
you got to know about this guy, he tends to be a little bit of a drama queen. Okay?
Excuse me.
He's a little bit OCD.
No.
You got
a little bit of country, a little bit of rock and roll.
You got to admit to the OCD thing, though.
Yeah. No, it's
I don't know anyone that is.
It's very bad.
There it is.
It's very bad. Ask anybody that I've ever worked with ever.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you that I'm nuts. Like, that Chase kid, he's a little weird, but he's nice. He's just a little oddball. He likes to
I'm pretty sure that's how everyone describes like a murderer. The first
Thanks, I really appreciate
well,
that.
I'm just saying.
Chase, I'm sure you're never going to be an engineer, and you're just going to end up killing a lot of people. Jack the Ripper.
So the news gets out, and you're finally caught for being a serial killer. Then they ask people at where you work or something, or your family, and they're like, well, I mean, he was a nice guy. I mean, he seemed a little bit off. He didn't talk much, but that is perfect. Actually, you can't write this stuff. Sorry.
Thank you. You jackwagon.
You're welcome.
You know what? I feel like nobody where I work. Nobody likes me. They just all just.
But that's just
because I'm nice to everybody. They're nice back, but they're like, yeah, well, screw you. We really don't care. I was about to say something else, but this is a clean podcast.
Yeah, kind of.
Not last night. That would not be a clean podcast.
Yeah. We had intimate relations last night. If you're wondering what he meant.
Stop. What is wrong with you? You need a girlfriend, Andy.
Oh man,
more than I do.
But we've been best friends for 14 years. But I do remember actually that one summer where we just didn't talk.
Yeah.
At all.
That was
weird.
Yeah,
what was that about?
Really weird.
I remember I thought it was because you were mad at me or something.
No.
Because what happened was the year before that, I don't know, we had a lot of stupid arguments. Especially I remember one specifically, we were on the bus and it was we were talking about Pink Floyd or I was talking about Pink
We
Floyd.
just had an argument about them the other day.
Yeah, we did. But that's the first one in a while.
I hate Pink Floyd, by the way, and he likes Pink Floyd.
It's because he doesn't like classic music, but that's all right.
Well, supposedly the Bee Gees aren't classic either, so...
I'd never said that.
Yes,
anyway...
Actually, you did.
Anyway, I know I did.
Yeah, you did.
This is a topic for another time.
No, okay.
Okay. But
I see how it is.
we were on the bus, and he was like, dude, Pink Floyd is a hippie band, man. All they do is smoke weed, and they're just a hippie band. They're just not good. And I was like, you can shut your mouth. Pink Floyd's... What? Pink Fland, everyone.
Pink Flan.
Pink Floyd is
Pink
awesome. Pink Floyd is awesome. Okay, they're not a hippie band. I'm pretty sure that they've never smoked weed in their life. David Gilmour never smoked a joint ever.
David Gilmour, that's his name. Is that the singer?
No, it's a guitar player. One of the best guitar players I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, well, good for David.
Yes.
David Copperfield.
David Copperfield.
David Copperfield.
Ripping on the guitar for a magic trick.
Who's the other magician? David Blaine?
Yeah. Yeah, David Blaine. There's Chris Angel.
Oh.
I used to be really into magic whenever I was little.
We get. This is awesome. This is why we do this. This is why we're doing this. We need to record this and show this to the world.
There was, I used to be really into magic.
Yes, you did. Not the card game.
Do you remember that?
The card game, but not the card game.
Kids used to... Man, that's another topic in itself, Magic the Gathering. But, I don't know why. It was one summer. I don't even know how much you and I talked during that summer. But
about that summer we didn't talk.
I don't know, because I don't think it was the summer we didn't talk. I don't know what was up. We just didn't... I don't know. I don't remember talking to you, but it's like at the same time, I know that the only time we didn't really ever talk a whole lot was that summer. So I know that we had to have talked, but I don't remember it. Because my mind was just consumed with magic. I remember
not talking at all.
And sorcery. Huh?
I remember not talking at all. Because you had... No, that was...
Well, no,
that was before you played on the baseball team.
No, yeah.
And you, I guess we just weren't talking to each other, I guess.
Yeah, we didn't talk a whole lot.
It was an awful summer. Then I literally had nobody except my parents and my brother.
Oh, and I remember the day we started talking again, I guess. Because it was the day after I got my first home run.
Yeah, you showed up at...
And and you messaged me and you're like, hey, congrats on a home run. I was like, oh, thanks, man. And then we pretty much stopped talking for a week. Then you're like, hey, you want to hang out? Or one of us was initiated it. And I was like, yeah, awesome. And then I came over to your house and
you're 6'5".
I hit a growth spurt and you're like, what the flip? And I was like, yeah, I hit a growth spurt. A little sulfur hexafluoride before I got here. But but then you hit your growth spurt. Now we're about the same height, pretty much. Yeah. Which is weird, by the way, because I still remember whenever...
You've always been taller than I am.
Yeah, always. I don't think you understand. Always.
Well, my dad's only 5'9", and my brother's 5'11", maybe.
Well, no, yeah.
They're
little shorties.
I mean, he...
Shorties like a melody.
He's 5'10" and a half, 5'11", something like that, and I'm a little bit over 6 foot.
Yeah, which is crazy, because, no one in your family is tall.
No.
For the most part.
Generally they say you get height and weight and hair from your mom's side of the family, which is height, that's a good thing. Weight, that's a big downfall.
Yeah.
I know you've probably seen my mom's side of the family.
I have seen your mom's side of the family.
But I love them all to death, but yeah, not a plus.
No, yeah, I feel the same way. I don't know, man. I think, there are a lot of things on my mom's side that I wish I had, but I didn't. I am so on my dad's side, it's not even funny. And, so my parents are no longer together. That's why I cry myself to sleep at night. And it's fun to make jokes about it, though. If that happens to you, just make jokes about it. Don't ever deal with it. Don't face your problems. Just kidding.
My God, that is terrible advice.
But
don't tell people.
It sucks for a little bit, and then you get over it, and then it's okay, now I can joke about it, and it's fun, and I can actually, I'm allowed to joke about that now.
Yeah. Hey, you didn't say about. I'm glad about. You said about.
Yeah.
You said it pretty clear too.
But, yeah, so my parents aren't together anymore. So I feel like I am so like my dad, and I look like him too. That like every day I'm just like a reminder for my mom, like oh that douche. Like just whenever she sees me, can't even see it. Whenever she sees me, it's just like a reminder, and you know, it's kind of interesting, but at the same time it's weird. I don't know. Yeah, I think. Well, your parents are still together too, but
yeah, my mom and dad have been together for 22 years. 1995 they got married.
Yeah.
And they had my brother in 97 and me in 99. Way back in the day.
Way back,
Can't even see it.
Way back, can't even see it. Oh my. Okay, so something interesting. Did you? Okay, so I'm sure most people listening to this right now know about this, but I wanted to ask you if you did. Did you hear about Donald Trump's tweet?
No. I've seen a lot of his tweets, but I don't think I know about the one that you're talking about.
It's like he said all this negative, like press or media, covfefe, like COVFEFE. It's the covfefe tweet. I have no idea. That's the mystery. People don't know. But it was on his Twitter for hours and hours, and it wasn't corrected. Yeah, I know, exactly. And so everyone started freaking out because the fact that the president can tweet something like that, like a mistake like that, and it stays up for hours, it's like, well, how closely is his Twitter being monitored, you know? Like, because this is the president of the United States. First off, in terms of Twitter, my opinion is
probably shouldn't be on it. If you're the president of the United
States, man, I understand you gotta, you know, the times are changing, as Bob Dylan says.
A lot of people already don't like him either.
Well, no, yeah, and I just think that, I don't know, Twitter to me is not befitting of a president to use, but I don't know, that's just me, I guess. But yeah, he is using Twitter, but people were wondering, like, well, okay, this is a pretty major error. Like, I don't even know what you're trying to say. It's not like it's a small typo or anything. You're the representative of our country. How, like, and no one took this down until like hours and hours and hours later. Like, what happened? I'm a moderate. I'm in the middle, so I'm neither left nor right. I think if you're extreme left or extreme right, there's just a problem, because that's not going to do anything for this country. You got to be able to compromise. But so I'm not necessarily going after Trump, but at the same time, I'm saying that maybe it should be a little bit more monitoring, and that.
Yeah.
But then Sean Spicer came out and said, it was pretty much on purpose. He said the president, as well as some people on his staff, know exactly what he was talking about or doing.
He probably said that so he doesn't look like such an idiot.
But, well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, is that a cover-up or... I mean, to me, it sounds like a cover-up for a mistake. But, yeah. And then there's also in the news, this is actually a little bit ago as well, but hear about Evergreen State College?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't know, once again, they're what do you think about that, actually? What's your opinion? Well, okay, let's fill them in, actually, for people that don't know. For people that don't know, at Evergreen State College, there's a tradition that they have. They've been practicing it since the 70s. It's called the Day of Absence. And what it is, it's all students of color will withdraw themselves or remove themselves from school for a day, like meaning they won't show up for their classes or anything, as a statement saying that we need them, like as white Americans, we need people of color.
Any race besides ourselves.
Yeah, because, basically. Yeah.
Which I think is
so
it's a pretty good idea, to be honest with you.
I think so, too. I think it's essentially giving a big middle finger to racism.
Yes.
And I like that. I think that's a good thing. But here's where things get interesting. This year, what happened, and it's still developing, I think. What happened is, essentially, instead, this year, I don't know who came up with the idea. I think it was like a large part of the student body. But they came up with the idea, okay, so instead of us leaving colored people, I want, or let's have the white people not show up for a day. So, and then one of the professors in particular was not happy with this. He heard about this and he sent a letter to one of his associates, or one of his colleagues, or even the president. I'm not exactly sure to who, but he sent a letter to them, or an email, and saying essentially he found it despicable. He thought that it was a double standard. He thought it was hypocritical, from what I got from the letter. And he said he was actually on the Joe Rogan Experience, and he said, one of his quotes on there, and I totally agree with this, was it's one thing for a population to remove itself and say, I want to remove myself to show others how much I'm needed. And it's another thing to tell another population to remove themselves. See, those are very different situations. The moment, like me as a white guy would go, I'm going to remove myself to show, how much other races need me or whatever. Yeah. That's one thing. But then it turns into a completely different scenario whenever I'm like, okay, well, how about we have the black people leave? Or the Mexicans. Yeah, which I understand. Hispanics. It becomes a completely different situation, and it becomes intolerance at that point. It becomes racism in itself. And it's just insane. And so he outlines that point in his letter. And essentially what happens is this letter gets leaked, and it gets, leaked, whatever. I'm not sure exactly how public it was, but the letter gets out via the school newspaper. And then everyone reads about this, and so many students get upset about it. And like I was telling you, I'm from the viewpoint that, like, some of them may have ignorance. Like, maybe they just were going based off hearsay. Yeah. Like, oh, my friend told me he's just a racist, and I don't like racism, so yada yada. I'll go and, Yeah. But then it's like, whenever you get down to the mobs that, publicly... Yeah. Pretty much attacked this guy, surrounded him. Yeah. And cornered him. Whenever you get down to that is so stupid. That is incredibly intolerant of another one's opinion. And there's also a video, and you can look this up. By you, I mean the audience, or you, if you want to. Yeah. There's a video of him standing at the end of a hallway near some doors, and there's a large body of students around him, all angry, all clearly ticked off. And he said, and they're talking over him. He's trying to get his point out. And he said, do you want to hear the answer or not? And all of them screamed, no. And it's like, how dumb, do you have to be? And how, just absolutely intolerant do you have to be to, start screaming at someone and not hear what they have to say? Yeah. It's like, even if someone is accused of racism, I still want to hear what they have to say. Yeah. Defend yourself. Defend your actions, Yeah. Let's hear the defense a little bit, because maybe I'm not getting, the full story. Yeah. But it's, whenever you're in that position and you scream, no, I don't want to hear the answer, well, then you're just getting angry to get angry. Yeah. And also, the mentality behind that, I don't understand. Because he says in the letter, I think it's essentially, this will be my own wording, but he says this, makes this point in the letter. He says, it is ridiculous to exclude anyone in anything because of their skin color. That's a perfectly normal statement, right? Out of context, you don't look at the context of that. I think anyone could agree with that. Yeah. But for some reason, the situation that it's in, it's black people asking white people to leave. First, I guess, I'm not sure if there's a sense of entitlement there or what it is, but for some reason, in its context, people were upset with that statement. But it's a perfectly reasonable statement. Yeah. But so what do you think about that?
This whole day of absence at Evergreen State College was started by African American faculty members as a day where they can work away from their own offices from school, as you said, to show, show white people how, important people of color are to our society, to us as people, just in general. And, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's a perfectly good idea. And I don't know why people would have to think like it's the fact that it was started by African American faculty members, but they're making it sound like it wasn't. Like, oh, well, why don't white people leave for the day? Which doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's not like white people started the day of absence. Like a bunch of white faculty members are like, why don't the African American faculty members leave for the day, and we will sit here and realize, no, it was started by Maxine Mims, who was a teacher at the college, and then she went to an administrator who was also African American, and then it basically just became a day. I think it became official in like 1992 or something. It became like an official day. Yeah. Not like this is like a senior skip day. Yeah, it was like not like that.
It was practice before that, but it became official.
Yes.
Okay.
And it became like an official day for the college, but this idea was brought up in the 1970s, and I don't know why it's such a big issue now. Like
I don't know. It's like
I feel like they don't know the history behind what's going on.
Well, and that's kind of what makes me think that too. Like we talked about this a little bit before, just whenever we're talking about what we're going to do for the podcast and everything.
Even though this is a controversial topic, but
and we got into a little bit of discussion about it, and the only thing that popped into my mind that I could think of that like people would be getting angry about that, or why they would even ask white people to do that, white people, let's just say white people to do that, would be like maybe they lost the history of it, like maybe they lost the history of it, and so all they see is like, wait, why do I have to leave school for today? Why do I have to leave school for the day? Why can't let's have the white person leave? Yeah. But whenever you actually look at the history of it, like this was started so white people can see that they need you, and to show that racism is not valid, because a world without colored people, is that controversial to to refer to them as colored? I don't know.
A world without anybody that's a human is, we need everybody. Doesn't matter what race you are.
Yeah,
ethnicity, religion. It doesn't matter.
I don't mean colored in an offensive way. I mean colored in terms of like blacks, Hispanics, everything.
I don't know why that would be offensive.
I'm sure there's someone out there. But so I mean, like, this is supposed to show that white people need blacks, Hispanics, people of ethnicity, because if we don't have them, I mean,
this is a team effort.
Yeah.
Our economy, our world is an entire team effort. And if we can't work together, then, what is it? Yeah. It's nothing. And our world is just a giant trash can. Yeah. If we can't all work together.
No, exactly. Yeah. And so, given that, it's just hard to understand. Like, why would you even ask the white people to leave in the first place? Because
I don't know.
It's like, we're asking you to leave, but why? Like, so that way you can see how much you need white people. Like, because that's why you were leaving in the first place. Like, you're not proving anything by asking another race to leave. Like, just like I said, that's racism in itself. You're becoming what you hate the most. Like, that's essentially what it is.
Yeah, basically, yes. Even though that's controversial and, people that are listening might give us a bunch of backlash, but
But it's
true.
Honestly, you're gonna get.
It's true.
You're gonna hear our opinions a lot in this. Obviously, I don't think I would dare to say most of our podcasts are not going to be this serious.
I was hoping you weren't going to bring this up today, but now that you are, I guess I had to give my opinion too.
I felt like I needed to give. I needed to talk about it because it is an issue.
Why is there so much hate in this world?
I don't know.
If you treat me with respect, I don't care what color of skin you are. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care. Most of the people that I don't like are white people, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
There is a lot of white people that I don't like. That's pretty much 100% of the people that I don't like. I don't like anybody
That's
in
coming
general,
from you as a white male.
Yes.
So,
because, I mean, come on. I live out in the middle of nowhere, and you just see how much just trashy people live out where I live.
Oh,
and it's
okay,
just,
yeah, it's a bunch of
ridiculous.
Southern guys.
Yeah, we had to
for Southern, I mean, for
not
country
Southern.
for country people.
We live in Southern Illinois. It's not Southern. It's not. We're not in Texas. We're in.
But I mean, I'm talking like for people that are country though, they're pretty progressive, based on what I've seen. Like at least compared to a lot of other.
Have you taken a look? Like
there?
there's houses around my house.
Yeah.
That, they look nice and they've been.
Well, that's true. Yeah, and
people built house. Yeah, and then you see the houses that aren't so nice.
Yeah.
And you know which houses I'm talking about.
No, yeah.
Ones that are But I mean, our house is probably, I think our house is like 113 years old.
Yeah.
But we had to do a lot of remodeling because the lady that lived there before let pigs run through the house.
Yeah.
Like doors open, no air conditioning, pigs run through the house.
I mean, it still looks like crap.
It still does look like crap, actually. You're right about that one. You are not wrong about that.
No, it doesn't.
It looks
nice.
like...
Compared to what it was, holy crap.
Well,
I remember getting there, and I was like, how are you going to fix this place, man? It looks bad.
This is a crap hole.
No,
this is not fixable.
Yeah, like you just... I mean, you were dealt a bad hand here.
Well, we got it for... really inexpensive.
You got some land with it, too, so that's
we
decent.
got like 25 acres. So.
Man, I know a friend. I couldn't believe it. Because I know your property's big, and I wasn't exactly sure how big an acre was. So whenever she told me that her parents are building a house on a plot of land, I was like, oh, okay, how big? She was like 62 acres. I was like, are you flipping kidding me right now?
Well, an acre really isn't that big. When
it's
you
not,
think about
but
it.
62 acres is. Like, I mean, I've seen pictures of it before. I mean, you can start in the morning, ride a bike to the end of the property. It'll be like midnight by the time you get there. Like,
yeah,
it is insane. Obviously, that's exaggeration. There are bigger plots of land, I know, but like, the thing is though, they're using 62 acres, which is decently big, but I don't think they're even using it for farming. It's just land, I guess.
Well,
I don't know.
Some of our land is used for farming. Probably a good quarter of our land.
Yeah, corn.
We don't farm, which is convenient because...
yeah, his name's not Corn that uses it. He grows corn there.
My name's Chase Corn. Huh?
Chase Corn. Does he ever grow soybeans out there?
He changes it up every year.
Yeah,
this year it's corn.
Okay. That's a good idea, actually.
Don't run the four-wheeler through it this year. Okay?
Yeah, I'll try not to.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, that's another story in itself. In case you didn't know, some of Illinois' leading exported crops are corn, soybeans, and horseradish. At least where we're at, our part of Illinois.
My
it's
God,
it's a lot of horseradish. We're actually number one. I'm pretty sure in exporting horseradish.
No, the town south of us are.
Well, our area
south of us, the town south of us are.
But no, yeah.
It's okay. You already know where we're from.
Yeah,
you literally gave away where we went to elementary school, so I don't think it really matters at this point.
But yeah, man, all the podcasts or a lot of the podcasts, they're not going to be as serious as this one was. I just felt like it needed to be talked about. And I wanted to get our
either, but
I wanted to get our opinions out there. So, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Make sure you check out our YouTube channel, too. It's the AC Podcast.
And we also have a page on Facebook. If you could like that, that would be much appreciated. But thank you guys once again for joining us on the podcast, and we will see you next week.
Woo!
Love you guys.
Enjoy yourselves.